So what, 2017, carrying on here. I'm hanging out with my dudes, Nominee, pop punk band out of Austin. What's going on, fellas?
Not a whole lot, man. Stoked to be here.
Good day, yeah.
We're glad to have you guys aboard. I know you dropped an EP about a month ago called Drag Me Out. The concept behind this album actually hits home. My older brother is diagnosed with bipolar disorder, so I know a lot of the lyrics and content and message behind those songs kind of comes from your heart, Chris.
Yeah.
So I'd love to kind of get the backstory of making this record and kind of how you want to help inspire people going forward.
Okay. I mean, when I was 17, I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder, and I chose for a really long period of my life to just put it under the rug, you know what I mean, and just pretend like it wasn't actually happening. I mean, I was in denial about it, partially, but partially embarrassed about it, too. So I just kind of swept it under the rug, pretended like it didn't happen, and then, fast forward almost 10 years later, I moved down to Austin to join Nominee. And it was a clean slate. I was starting over. No one knew anything about me. And the last thing that I wanted was for people's first impression of me to be like, oh, he's bipolar. You know, I didn't want people to know me as like the bipolar dude. So I was still ashamed of it. I was embarrassed.
It's not a bad band name, though. The Bipolar Dudes. I mean,
Bipolar.
Could be a thought.
Yeah, we'd probably kill it nowadays. But like I said, I didn't want anybody to know that part of me. And then I met a few people who were just really, really great, like lifetime friends. You know, him, the rest of the dudes in the band. My girlfriend, who's really, really inspiring to just come forward about it and just be myself. So I finally ended up telling her about it, and then after I told her, I told them, or it was kind of all starting to make sense for them anyway. And as I started to get this off my chest, I then started to use it as an outlet, music. And I started writing about it. I kind of unknowingly was writing about it. I was just writing a song about how certain people in my life don't judge me. You know what I mean? And then as I was writing about that, I was like, oh shit, I'm talking about bipolar. This is what I'm talking about. So it was almost like subconscious.
And we're glad you are, because I don't think this conversation's had enough. And people don't get diagnosed earlier enough, so people in their mind think there's something wrong with them, or friends and family are like, hey, what's wrong with Chris or Chad, whoever.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you're bringing this up, man. A lot of bands are. I know you partnered with Hope for the Day as well, and really trying to bring that to light, man. So, but carry on, man. We'd love to hear about this.
Okay, no, I just kind of came out with it, and the next thing you know, we had a whole record about it, and I didn't set out to write a record about that. I don't want to make my problems a gimmick, you know.
Translates well.
Yeah.
Great record.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. But the last thing I want is for something as heavy as bipolar or depression or anxiety to be taken as a gimmick. I want people to understand that I'm writing about it to kind of reach out. And I'm not going to write about something that impacts me. So I'm not going to not write about something that impacts me so heavily. But we've had people tell us since the record came out that it's actually helping them, and it's helping them cope with their depression or anxiety, and that to me is just the end all be all. Our band doesn't have to be huge. We don't have to make money. We don't have to play a ton of cool festivals like this. But if
it is a pretty rad festival.
Yeah. But if the message gets across and somebody is listening to our record when they're feeling down, that's it. That's the only thing I want.
Keep spreading the message, man. I mean, music, since inception has always been kind of about bringing together your problems, and there's been so many great songs written because of depression, and other issues. However, it's not really discussed enough. So I'm glad you guys are talking about that. What's next for you guys, man? Because you guys got such a cool vibe. I really dig the EP myself. I know your newfound fans on rockstardreams.com will as well. We'll be sure to put a link under this video, guys, so you can check that out and download it. Be sure to support these guys, buy some merch as well. So you guys working in the studio next, maybe working on an LP or setting up a tour. What can we expect from you going forward here?
We recently started working on an LP.
We've been writing for about 2 or 3 months. We're touring pretty much coming through. We're starting to look at fall of this year at this point. So staying busy is top priority for us for sure.
But we just want to do a lot of touring and get Drag Me Out there as much as humanly possible. And it's our goal to release another record this year, to release a full length this year. Yeah, and we don't settle on anything lyrically or melodically. If I am not 100% stoked on something we've written, and it's unfortunate because a lot of songs get scrapped in the process, I'm sorry. But
It happens.
if I'm not super stoked or inspired by something, and if it doesn't come together naturally, then we don't release it. So unfortunately, it takes a little bit longer for us to record, but we just want to be 100% behind everything that we do.
I think at the end of the day, it makes us better songwriters too, because like, if if he wrote every song that I came up with or that he came up with, and it was just like the record's done, and after we did 15 demos, that'd be whatever. But the fact that sometimes we go through 30, 40, 50 ideas to do 7 songs, like, makes us really, really deliberate about what we're actually doing. So like, we musically as well as he lyrically, like, are totally on the same page. Like, don't compromise, and like, I think it serves us in the end.
Be sure to follow these guys on Twitter at Nominee Music. Check out Drag Me Out. Stay tuned for more here at So What Music Festival 2017.